And
action.
Welcome everybody to Sacred Circle. I'm super excited tonight to do this energy healing process that everybody can use on themselves and on their loved ones. All right, so welcome to all the replay people, and we will get to doing some energy healing in a little bit. I'm going to teach you guys a technique that is easy to learn and easy to repeat and use on yourself and anybody, and you can do it long distance too. If you get permission of their higher self, you can do it even if they're in the next room and you just know they need some help and healing and you just want to send some positive energy to them. This is just kind of a little more specific and focused way to do that. So I'm looking forward to tonight, and I'm happy that my husband is here with us again. And I think that you're going to be able to add to the discussion of this technique after we experience it a little bit, and then we kind of talk about some of our experiences focusing healing energy, through the hands, through the heart chakra and through the hands, which Peter has done for years, but kind of in a different way than a lot of people. So I'm glad that he's here to share his perspective. Okay, so we're going to open the circle, and so we just use candles, incense, essential oils, whatever sensory things help you get grounded and centered. Those are the things that we want to bring to circle, and then use if there's a crystal you like to have nearby. And when you're doing this process that we're about to do, you can, if you have any crystals that you want to bring to just kind of absorb some of the energy, you can grab those real quick. And we're going to start with the grounding and centering exercise. So get comfortable. For this process, you can do it lying down or seated upright. So when you do it we're going to do it on ourselves tonight, but when you do it with a partner, they can lie down or they can be seated. You can even do this standing up. But just sometimes it takes a little while and it's hard to relax when you're standing. So those are your options.
What are we doing?
We're about to get grounded and centered. Are you ready?
Yeah. Tell us what to do.
First, you're going to breathe. So just begin to get centered with the breath. And so if focusing on your breath creates any kind of anxiety or, weirdness, just sometimes it's weird to pay attention to your breath, you can focus on making the exhale a little bit longer than the inhale. So if you just count for how many inhales, how many numbers it takes to inhale, just try to make the exhale a little bit longer, however many beats you count. And that sends signals to the brain that everything's safe. No saber-toothed tigers are chasing you, that it's safe to relax. It's safe for the parasympathetic nervous system to relax and get into healing mode, get into that growth mode that our cells need to be in order for healing to take place. So each time we do circle, we do grounding and centering, some time grounding and centering, and then we're going to move into the energy healing process that we're doing tonight. But if you're doing the energy healing process, you can ground and center in whatever way, is your quickest way that you can get into those theta brain waves and, really tap into your center, into your heart space. So tonight, we're just going to continue to breathe and imagine that with each exhale, all of the negative energy, all of the low vibrational energy that needs to just be released from your aura is released with each exhale. And so just set that intention and allow the breath to carry away whatever low vibrational stuff is stuck to you from the day or from whatever's going on in your life. Now, there might be some stuff that's going to hang around to be healed. And so if you notice something that isn't leaving, just set the intention for it to be healed tonight. It could be low vibrational thought patterns. It could be a pain in your knee. It could be, any kind of sensory experience that feels negative. So as you just exhale away anything that isn't yours to heal tonight, just notice what you notice about your physical body, about your energetic body that extends out past your physical body. And then notice what you notice about the edge of your energy body. So the aura, it's kind of an egg-shaped, usually. Sometimes it gets spiky looking. And I just want you to reach out to the edges of that area. You can do it with your hands, or you can just do it energetically. Just feel into that space. And then just evoke a layer of protection, kind of just outside of wherever you are experiencing that your energy body is ending. And so we're just going to create some energetic and spiritual protection so that we have a shield to everything but the highest vibrational light and love available to us. We want to ask our higher self to participate, that part of ourself that's non-physically focused. So do that if you haven't already kind of connected with your higher self. Set that intention. And this is kind of the moment that if there is an ascended master that you work with a lot, or that shows up sometimes when you do energy work, invite whoever is showing up for you, that cultural representative of the divine that is the most potent for you in this moment. Invite them to help strengthen that layer of protection. Just continuing to breathe away any negative feelings, low vibrational anything. It could be memories, it could be emotions. Just let the breath carry it away as we go through the process. So once we've got some protection, our aura has been cleansed a bit with the breath, or whatever method you like to use to cleanse your aura if you have other methods. We just want to go now inward. Bring the attention away from the edge of your aura and your energy body and back into the center, into the core of your being, wherever you experience that in this moment. So just keep going inward, getting centered. And then just to ground and really protect us and anchor into the energy of Mother Earth and be supported by that divine energy. Just send your energy down into the earth. It might be a cord, it might flow like water, it might be electric feeling, whatever works. Just send your energy down into the darkness of Mother Earth. And so a few breaths to just feel really grounded and held in that unconditional love of gravity that the earth provides every day. And so next, we're just going to go up the center of our being from the grounding that we just did, and just move up that spinal column, the chakra system, the core of your being, and go all the way up into the, past the throat chakra, into the third eye. And then we just want to open. You might see your crown chakra open, but you just want to open with the intention to connect with the divine energy. And so we're protected to all but the highest vibrational light available to us. And we're going to allow that divine masculine energy to come through the left hemisphere of the brain and through to the pineal gland. The divine feminine energy comes in through the right hemisphere of the brain. They meet in the pineal gland, and then they spiral kind of down through the column, through that spinal column, and that core of your being, and let it go into the heart space where it ignites that violet flame of the Christ consciousness, which was embodied by many ascended masters throughout history. So whether you visualize it, imagine it, or you're experiencing it and really seeing it in your mind's eye, it doesn't matter. Just set the intention to allow that masculine energy. It comes in through the left hemisphere of the brain. The divine feminine comes in through the right hemisphere, and then it meets as it spirals down. And the feminine is a pink color, the masculine is a blue color. If you see it differently, that's okay. And then the flame is usually violet. And so if you see it differently, that's fine. Just take note of that. The different colors can mean different things. But if you don't see any colors, then just assign it those colors until it changes. So a couple more breaths as you just fan that flame, that violet flame of unconditional love that is always burning in your heart space, but we're just evoking it a little more strongly than usual. Because we're not driving a car or trying to cook dinner, we're able to focus inward. We're able to bring that energy into this physical realm a little more strongly. And so we're just going to begin to practice sending that energy from the heart space out the hands. So just allow that energy to come toward your hands. It might go slowly, it might go really quickly. Often we feel feelings of warmth when we're doing energy work. So just notice what you notice. Tingles are common. Just allow that energy to come all the way to your hands. Just notice what you notice as you allow that energy of unconditional love to flow from your heart space out into your hands. And if it goes beyond your hands, great. We're going to begin on the heart chakra. So whether you're doing this with a partner or you're doing it on yourself, I'm just going to take a moment, and we kind of have already, checked in with your own heart chakra, but it's good to just begin there. So you can bring your hands to your heart chakra. You can put one in the front and one on the back if you want. You can do that with your friend. If they're lying down, you can just put one hand underneath the heart chakra, one hand on top. You want to have your left hand in front, your right hand in the back if you're going to do one in front and one on back, just because of the polarities. So when you begin, and if you're uncomfortable touching somebody, you can hover. You can just bring the hands above, you're just intending that energy, focusing and shooting that energy into the heart chakra. So just allow that to happen and just let it fill up or balance or clear, or maybe even bring to the surface. It might bring something icky to the surface. That's okay. Let it do what it's going to do in your heart space. And if you're doing this with a partner, you're just going to check in with their higher self, kind of get permission. If you haven't already, you should probably muscle test beforehand. But this is just the second layer of really connecting with the I am presence of your partner. So connect with your own I am presence. And let that healing energy of unconditional love to just flow out of your hands and into the heart space. Few more breaths, noticing what you notice. this process is complete. Okay, so when you're working with somebody else, if you're not sure if it's time to move on to the next location on the body or on the energy body, you can muscle test to see. Or you can go by feel. There are a lot of different ways to kind of know that you're done. But we're going to move on. So when you're working with a partner, you might move intuitively to different areas of their body or different areas of their energy body and just kind of use your hands to focus the energy in certain areas for a bit. But tonight we're just going to kind of go through the chakra system just to kind of give a little dose of this energy into each chakra, and notice what you notice as we do each chakra. And if, you know, time goes long, we might just hit 4 chakras. I'm not exactly sure how this is going to play out, but my plan was to go through the whole chakra system. So I want to start with the root chakra. So you can just bring your hands down. You can have one in the front and one in the back, with one on your tailbone, with your right hand on your tailbone, and then your left hand just kind of in front of your pubic bone. So just notice what you notice as you intend that energy to continue to flow from the heavens through the hemispheres of the brain, down into the heart space, out the hands, and then just allow it to flow into that chakra. Open to receive through your body. If you're having a hard time opening to receive, you can just say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That usually helps me. And so the root chakra is so much about our feelings of security and safety, physical safety. Money's connected to this, food, you know, all of our basic survival. So if you have anything like that coming up that's needing healing, just let that energy of unconditional love, intend it to clear out whatever is needing to be released, so that this chakra can be more balanced, so the energy can flow more freely, more easily through your energetic system. So just a few more breaths. Just keep bringing your focus back to sending that energy into this place. And I'm feeling it really connected from my root chakra down into the earth, since we really are so grounded. So just allow it to flow wherever you notice it going. And then when you're ready, we'll just move up a bit to the second chakra, which is in the womb space for women. It's below the navel, kind of halfway between the pubic bone and the navel. And again, if you're working with a partner, you're just going to hover above it if you don't want to touch them in that spot. Or if they're uncomfortable, you know, you would communicate with them about that beforehand. So just noticing what you notice as you send the energy into your reproductive organs, into that center of sensuality. And that doesn't just mean sexual energy, but also just the feeling of being in your body and tasting things and smelling things and rolling in the grass and, you know, connecting with nature. This is a really flowing chakra, the flowing energy of sensuality. Just allow that energy of unconditional love to pour from your hands into that chakra and balance whatever's needing to be balanced. Breathe away any negativity that comes up as you fill this space with unconditional love. This process is complete. So when you're ready, just begin to bring your hands up to the solar plexus area. So it's kind of where your diaphragm is. And if you're not sure exactly where it is, you can feel around sometimes and just notice where it feels the strongest. So this is the seat of the will. Choice making. So many. So many things can come up with the solar plexus. So just continue to focus the energy, continue to intend or imagine it flowing into that space. Take a deep breath. Allow the solar plexus to relax. Allow the diaphragm to really relax as you send it more love and light. So you might have physical sensations. You might have, inner guidance from your higher self or from spirit. You might see symbols or experience some sort of, all of your clair senses, your third eye, your inner ear, whatever you experience as you're doing these processes is good information. It might be something you need to say out loud to your healing partner. If you're doing this for someone else and you see the color blue, it's bananas and you can't get it out of your mind, you need to say that out loud. If you see roses or smell roses or oatmeal or, whatever you experience that's especially the, kind of gets your attention stuff is often things you need to say out loud to your healing partner, or it might be clues to your own healing. There could be emotions. There could be physical sensations. Whatever happens, we're just exhaling away all of the low vibrational stuff that's going and replacing it with the healing energy of unconditional love. This process is complete. Okay, so we're going to keep moving up to the heart chakra. Just moving up the chakra system. So just a couple minutes here to notice whatever it is you notice. So allow this energy to flow. And if you have a hard time getting the energy to flow, from the heavens, through the hemispheres, down through the heart chakra, out the hands, if it's blocked on one side, that's good information. Any experience you have when you're doing this is something to talk about and, kind of decode. So self-love, love of others, our work that we do in the world, this co-creative process, co-creating with the divine, co-creating with each other. It's so connected to our heart chakra because it's so connected to our hands, our work in the world. So whatever is being cleared right now, and just let it go so that you can more clearly express that divine spirit that you're here to express in the world. Sometimes I get a pain up under my shoulder blades when I do heart chakra clearing stuff. So if you need to move around ever when you're doing this work, if your partner ever needs to move around, totally make that an okay thing. Because this energy work can get intense. It can definitely get hot. Sometimes it gets cold, but mostly I experience it as heat, and I think a lot of people do too. All right, so let's move on up to the throat chakra. So our expression in the world, the things we say to ourselves even, the self-talk. This is a powerful center for healing. We can use chanting and clear our throat chakra. And then just speaking things out loud. This is a powerful center for creation. Declaring our vision, bringing our inspired vision down into our voice and expressing it out loud in the world is an important part of what we're creating in the world, and an important step of our co-creations. Communication, even if it's written communication, is often really tied up in our voice, our throat chakra, and our inner voice that we express through writing. So just wherever you're guided to put your hands, listen to that intuition. And of course, you want to touch people's throat chakras very gently if you actually touch it. Hovering is equally as powerful in my experience. Let's just let out a couple of sounds. A couple more breaths. And then we'll move up to the third eye. Yes, yawns are good. Yawns are really clearing out things in the parasympathetic nervous system. So just bring your palms of your hands to be focused toward, or your fingertips. Sometimes you can focus this energy through your fingertips, through the palms of your hands. It might come out in different ways. You might see it or feel it in different ways, but just bring that energy into the third eye, into near the pineal gland, into that, that inner seeing. And also our inner knowing is really connected, up in this area of the body. That claircognizance is the way they say it in the clair senses. Claircognizance is the inner knowing. Clairvoyance is the inner seeing. And so also the inner hearing is with this chakra as well. Receiving divine inspiration. It's really associated with this area. And so just pour that energy of unconditional love into this area and then just open to receive it. Let anything that needs to move, just let it move. And just set the intention that any visions or anything you need to hear from spirit, anything that you need to know from spirit is going to come through, whether it comes through in this moment, whether it comes through tonight, tomorrow, the next week, it doesn't matter. We're clearing the way for that now, and we're trusting that the guidance is coming. And usually it comes in that moment of relaxation, right? In the shower, on the toilet, when we finally stop trying so hard to think of what it is, the guidance that we're trying to receive. Right now, we're just clearing the path, healing whatever's been in the way in the past of receiving this inner guidance, of receiving this inner wisdom. And so if you're ready to move into the crown chakra, you can just kind of send some energy into that space. The top of the head opens like a lotus flower, opening to the divine spirit that is in us and outside of us and everywhere present. So just send whatever healing energy needs to go into your crown chakra to clear the way for more, not just divine guidance, but the divine connection to allow that masculine and feminine, that divine masculine, divine feminine energy that needs to be balanced as we express in the world, so that it can be balanced, so that we can bring it through as purely as possible, so it can manifest in our heart chakra as that consciousness that is divine, that is here to help. So just clearing the way for balancing allowing that divine masculine to come in, allowing that divine feminine to come in, which, that aspect of ourselves has really atrophied, had in the past really atrophied, and it's coming online more. Thank goodness. And so all of us are able to balance our masculine and feminine energies better now than we were even 6 weeks ago, 6 months ago. The influx of that light just continues to grow. So once you're done with the session, however long you have, however you're inspired to send energy to that person, it might be on their knee, it might be on their spleen, it might be on their lung cancer, whatever you're guided to send energy into their body or their energy body. Once you're done with whatever you're going to do, you just want to come back to the heart space. And so this is just the time to really, just kind of another check-in, top off the tank on the heart chakra with that healing energy of unconditional love. And then that's the time that you can end the surrogacy if you're doing it distance for someone remotely. And then just strengthen the aura of, the protection around the aura. One last time. Sealing it off to everything that we released is going to its highest possible place for transmutation and healing. We've sent it off for the universe to take care of, for God to take care of. And so just strengthen that layer of protection around yourself or around your healing partner. And just end. I just always like to end with thanksgiving, gratitude for this divine energy and the fact that we have the ability to co-create with God and to call this energy in a more strong way than it normally is just walking around every day. And really get some healing work done, really get some things cleared and moved, and maybe you just get a lot of upheaval the first few times you work with somebody. And a lot of just negativity comes up, and that's okay. That's good information. It's all things that need to be healed and addressed. And so you can come back one by one and address those. So every time that we end circle, unless anybody has any other questions, I'm going to do our closing the circle ritual. And we just do a little energy share. So this is like the night of big time energy focusing work. We just do a little energy share. So we pretend like we're kind of sitting in a circle together. And if you want to put your hands out as if we were all palm to palm in our circle, time and space have little bearing on energy work. And so, I can feel that circle so strongly. So we're just going to send that energy of thanks, that gratitude energy that we ended our session with earlier. Just send that out into the circle. Noticing what you notice as you add to this. I can't even keep up with how long we've been doing this, but it's a couple of years now. We've got kind of this vortex that has been strengthened each time. This energy of gratitude for this time and space for self-care, for our circle sisters and brothers and what they add to the group, for Zoom and the capabilities to connect in this way. And then we're going to switch gears. So go from sending energy to receiving energy. So just soak up that gratitude that we just poured into the circle. Some of that was for you and for being here and for adding your light to this group. So just notice what you notice about how that feels. And since we were working with it so much tonight, let's send that violet flame of unconditional love out into the circle, And I'm feeling like I want to swirl it kind of out into the world a little bit this time. That's the first time I've ever, although it does have ripple effects out into the world, we usually just send it to our circle brothers and sisters. And let's just let it spiral out wherever it's going to go. All the way out into the Milky Way. All around the globe. And then just switch gears and open to receive that healing energy of unconditional love and how it bounces around and comes back to us always. Whenever we put it out there, it always comes back to us. And then the last energy I want to send out into our circle is the energy of healthy boundaries. Because that is a theme with a lot of people right now. I know Heather's mom and Candace and plenty of other people I'm not going to name right now. And my own self, I've just gotten more confident and convicted in those healthy boundaries. So it's not personal. It's not you, it's me. I just need this space or this time. And then receive that energy of healthy boundaries. You deserve to have healthy boundaries in all of your relationships, no matter whether they're business relationships or personal relationships, parent-child relationships, marriages. We all deserve healthy boundaries. We all deserve to verbalize those healthy boundaries. All right. So if you want to scoop up a little share of that energy into your heart chakra, sometimes it's nice to do that. We can just give each other virtual hugs. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all of you for being here. Everybody that's watching the replay, everybody that has added their energy to our circle ever since the beginning. So much gratitude. So much love. All right, so thanks y'all for being here. I'm so excited to have just gotten this on the recording too, so that people can come back to it and use it. You know, when you're lying in your bed and you can't sleep, this is such a good thing to do, you know, and sometimes it does lead to an hour of crying and some, you know, but at least you got that done in the middle of the night and, you know, when nobody was bothering you and, you know, it's an hour less of sleep, but you'll catch up and, you know, so this is a really valuable process that once I learned it and learned, you know, I learned several processes kind of like this, and this is just kind of my amalgamation of just kind of a step-by-step process that you can use. So thanks for being here, y'all.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
And for sharing your knowledge.
Yeah, of course. That's what we're here for, isn't it?
All right. Peace and love.
Peace and love.
All right, so I'm going to stop the recording. Goodbye, replay people.